This is Rob Carbone, and you're listening to BD4.
He loops out to left field. Going to be a tough play. Jeter on the run, makes the play, and flies into the stands. Oh, what a play by Derek Jeter! There it goes, deep to left, really deep. See ya! Oh my goodness, what a shot by Aaron Judge!
Way back left field. You gotta be kidding me! Goodbye, home run! I swear to God, you gotta put four fingers up. Torres comes to the
See ya! A home run by Derek Jeter! Oh, what a ball game! A game-winning walk-off home run by Derek Jeter! He is Mr. November!
This one by Mattingly. Oh, hang on to the rope. Goodbye, home run.
That is high, that is far, that is gone. A tremendous home run to the back end of the grandstand in left field. The Sanchino. No, that Gary is scary.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Ah! Yankees win.
I mean, you'll take that. You'll take that for sure. You know, struggling for friggin' weeks. You know, that what was it? 15 out of 20 games with a loss, right? Really bad baseball for almost a month, and you come back with, you know, starting up a little bit of a 5-game win streak here this past week. So you'll take it. You know, I still stand by what I said. Not getting excited anymore about this team because I just feel like they don't have enough, and I'm not trying to buy into anything too early. But again, you will take this. 5 games in a row for the Yankees. Took the final set against the Blue Jays in Buffalo. And then they went home to host the Baltimore Orioles, who gave the Yankees a good pounding last time they faced, but the Yankees returned the favor and they swept the shit out of them this week in 4 games. So yeah, it was a good return. What's going on, everybody? Rob Carbone coming at you with another episode of BD4. BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. Hope everybody's doing all right. You know, I'm recording this really, really, really late, or technically really early on a Monday morning. I've been playing that NBA 2K21, which just came out a few weeks ago. And usually, man, I don't game too much. I've cut down my gaming hours a whole lot from what I used to be a fucking, you know, nut. I used to be glued to that shit. But, you know, for a bit, you know, I toned my shit down, and now NBA 2K21 comes out. And I'm back on the sticks a lot more than I would like, you know, but I've been on that for a lot, trying to, you know, fucking around on NBA 2K. But that's that's what I've been doing lately. Too much of that. So that's why we're recording this podcast 2:35 in the morning on Monday. I'm trying to get to bed. I hope this one doesn't go for too long, but we've got 4 games to talk about. Got to discuss a whole lot. Maybe we'll talk about some NBA playoffs have been good. You know, for as much as I didn't think they were going to turn out good, it's turned out pretty well. You know, these games are very competitive. There's a lot of entertaining games, and these endings are very intense. The Clippers actually just lost the other night, or was it tonight? See, it's so fucking late that my memory's just mushed right now, but there's going to be a game 7 with the Clippers and the Nuggets now, which I did not think would happen. But the Clippers and Nuggets are going to game 7 on Tuesday, and the winner of that will obviously face the Los Angeles Lakers, who just pummeled the Houston Rockets, you know, made them look like the joke that they actually are. You know, the Rockets took game 1. Everybody was getting all excited about that small ball working out, heavy on analytics. The Houston Rockets are no mid-range allowed. You know, everybody's got to spread the floor outside the arc. If you're going to take a 2, it's got to be a layup, or you got to draw a foul. And that system just never worked. Their defense was better in the postseason, but that offensive scheme that D'Antoni runs it never meshes well, especially when you've got two ball chuckers in Harden and Westbrook. And, anybody could have told you that shit isn't good. You can't just totally rely on analytics. And, we talk about this all the time in baseball with the Yankees, why they're always going home early, in the postseason now. Similar pattern. But yeah, the NBA playoffs have been good. The NFL just started. I don't know if anybody, well, I'm sure everybody is an NFL fan except for me. I'm not the biggest NFL guy. I don't know. I used to be big into the NFL, but I just, it doesn't intrigue me like it used to. I'm still a Giants fan. I'll still watch I watch every single Giants game on Sundays. They open up on Monday tonight though. But I'm just not intrigued. I don't get into it like I used to. I'm more of a college football fan, if anything. But I don't know, man. The NFL just doesn't do it for me. But yeah, that started today. Saints took the victory over Brady's Bucks. Brady maybe one touchdown today, but I know the Washington Redskins and the Eagles played, and I think Washington was down by like 17 at one point, and they ended up winning. So that was an entertaining game. I'm sorry, the football club, whatever the fuck they call themselves, because these idiots get offended by everything. So the football team won. Jesus Christ. The Redskins won. Okay. The Bucks lost. The Patriots beat the Miami Dolphins, and a couple other games, a bunch of other games were going on. The Cowboys lost, which was awesome. Eagles won. Obviously, the Eagles lost to the Redskins, and yeah, some games I tuned into here and there. Yeah, man, Yanks. Been watching all of them. Sorry I've been so late with these recaps in the blog. I've just had no fucking motivation to blog about them lately. I know they've been winning, but I don't know. I'm not buying into it, but no, man, it's good. It's good. It's tough watching these games because I'm sorry, but like this Yes Network booth might be the worst possible baseball group of analysts you could fucking have. And I'm not, I'm sure these are all good people. They're awesome, but I don't like listening to them when I'm watching the Yankees. Between David Cohn bringing up analytics, every fucking sentence he fucking speaks, between Michael Kay trying to bring up a subject passive aggressively and rant about it because he knows that's what he's doing. And then you've got in the post game show, over the top enthusiastic Ryan Rucco. It's fucking hard to sit through these games and listen to these guys and they're on the Yankee payroll, so I get it. They have to suck up to the Yankees and make them seem like they're this big bad number one team that nobody can touch. But Jesus Christ, does it get old? Does it get old? And Cone is probably my least favorite, man, because he has to put a number to everything. Somebody will say something, Cone will answer that and somehow bring in a metric. It is insane. It is fucking insane, and it pisses me off. Anywho, the Yankees themselves have been playing well. Don't want to waste too much time, but before we get into, and dissect the game, Friday was 9/11, man. And, it's already, can you guys believe it's been 19 years since the tragedy? And it's crazy because at the time when I was a kid and it happened, I didn't understand it. I made no big deal out of it. But they say you can remember the things that make a big impact on you. And here I am, 25 years old today. I remember every single moment of that day because, my whatever inside me, it's telling me that was a tragic day. And although I didn't know at the time what the hell was going on, I still, my mind, I could picture everything. I was in multi-age, they called it second grade or first grade. And, it we were in elementary school, second grade or first grade. I don't remember the exact grade, but we were doing something where we were combining the whole class, and we were getting a session of learning from we switched teachers for a day or something like that. Two classes switched teachers for a day. We were doing something fun, and then my teacher at the time, Miss Gibney. I remember I'm sitting on the rug, Indian style, legs crossed. Miss Gibney gets a call. The class has there was a back then, at least, there was a class phone that rang. Miss Gibney gets a call, and then she looks right at me. She tells me, Robert, your parents or your mother is coming to pick you up. Okay, sure. Something's going on. I don't quite know, but here's me, a little kid. I'm getting out of school. I'm happy because I'm getting out of school. I don't know at the time. So she picks me up, and we go home. She tells me the news. I still, I'm having trouble putting it together. And I'm home and I'm playing. I'm basically home, just taking advantage of my off day. And I asked my mom, "Hey, Mom, can I go ask Mikey, who was my neighbor at the time, to can I ask him to come over and play basketball with me?" She says no. I didn't understand that. I got all pissy about it, but I didn't understand what happened at the time. And I remember every moment. And then I look at, I'm looking at the TV. My parents are watching the news in the family room. It's a sunny day out. It's a beautiful day. It was a quiet day, very quiet day, but it was nice and sunny. And they're playing the footage. They're playing the fucking footage of the towers burning. And yeah, I mean, that's a day that I'm not going to forget, man. And so before we waste too much time, I know I don't want to make this too much about 9/11, but I just want to, my thoughts and prayers continue to go out to the families who lost, loved ones in that tragedy, or just folks who lost friends. And, I am so thankful that we have, so many people who cared that day and were so willing to risk their lives. The firefighters, the police officers, the medics, just so many wonderful people who knew the risk they were taking and did it anyway, just to save lives. And so we're all so thankful for that. And that's why I was so happy to see the MLB letting players, don the NYPD and the FDNY caps on Friday, during the games. So that was fucking awesome, man. And I really hope, I wish that sports did that more often. I wish that athletes would honor those who protect them way more often, especially in today. Today we're it seems like we're honoring the wrong things. We're honoring these fucking thugs who break the law. I feel like we need to pay more respect. If we're going to make these statements, we should pay more respect and really appreciate and don the clothing of, excuse me, and don, clothing that supports the law and supports the ones who fucking risk their lives every single day to protect us. They don't get nearly enough respect. And again, today they get a lot more hate, it seems, than respect. So it was very nice to see, at least for a day, even if it's just for a day, to see the MLB pay their respects that way and have players wear the NY caps. But yeah, I just wish baseball and all sports really focused more on that and focus more on the good things than trying to push this narrative of, it seems to me that this narrative is kind of against police officers today. And I don't love that. But before we get too into that, because I know that's a whole other subject, I wanted to continue to thank all those who risked their lives 19 years ago, and continue to pray for their families who have to live every day without loved ones. So yeah, that's that, man. 19 years is a fucking long time. I still have trouble thinking 19 years, man. That's crazy. Like, I remember 10 years ago, I was saying it's been 10 years since 9/11. Now we're talking about, or 9 years ago, now we're talking about 19 years. But, yeah. So let's head to break, and when we get back from break, guys, we'll go over games 1 to 4, and then we'll talk about the series afterwards. So take a quick break. All right, be right back. Hey guys, really quick, I just want to remind you that if you go to my website at nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, you can find me on social media. You can find the links to my podcast and my blog. So that's all you got to do. Just go to my website, go to nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, and there will be a page that displays all of my information. All right, guys, thank you. Let's get back to the show. So game 1 comes along. The Yankees take this is on Friday. Yankees take the 6-0 victory. It was a doubleheader. It was game 1 of a doubleheader. And Yanks won that 6-0, 7-inning game. And again, this was on 9/11. This was on Friday. So it was a very emotional day. We shall never forget. And they went out there, they kicked ass. It was a great game for them. And then, on the pitching end for the Yankees, it was Garrett Cole being absolutely dominant. And he was dominant for a while in his last start coming into Friday, but then he had that one bad 5th inning where the Estrada error kind of, domino affected into everything else. But here in game 1, he was absolutely dominant, just mowing the Orioles down. And he ended up tossing all 7 innings. So pitching a complete game, quote unquote, complete game shutout, allowing just 2 measly singles and 1 walk versus 9 strikeouts. So Cole was absolutely dominant. And on the other end, Yankee offense mustered up 6 runs on 9 hits, walking 3 times and striking out 7 times, going 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And then on the defensive end, they made one error, which all series we made at least 1 each game, which we'll talk about in a second. So yeah, in the bottom of the first, you saw here, DJ LeMahieu knocked a solo shot to start things up, put the Yanks up 1-0. And a couple of at-bats later, Brett Gardner took one to right field to make it 3-0 with a 2-run shot. So Yanks get the early 3-0 lead in the bottom of the first. And then, if you fast forward a little, see if we can fast forward on this video here on the screen, it's Kyle Higashioka in the bottom of the second with, here he is, with another home run for the Yankees to make it 5-0. It was another 2-run shot. Higgy goes to left, and he makes it 5-0. And then to cap off the scoring for the Yankees in the 6th, Tauchman gets an RBI single, making it 6-0 Bombers. See if we can fast forward to that. Here's Tauchman and the top. We already passed it. That's all right. Fuck it. So the Yankees took the 6-0 victory. Easy win for them. Garrett Cole dominant, and that was really the start of a string of good outings from Yankee pitching. But as we get to Yankees, as we get to game 2 of this Yankees O's doubleheader, the Yankees just kept going. 10-1, they took the victory. 10-1 through, again, 7 innings since it was a double. And on the mound was Masahiro Tanaka, who pitched very well. Again, he's been consistent this season for the Yanks. Started out a little shaky, didn't look like he was exactly sharp. But he got the job done, man. 5 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. And again, on the other end for the Yankees, they scored 10 runs on 10 hits. They walked 5 times, and they struck out just 4 times. They were very ugly, 4 of 18 with runners in scoring fucking position, but 10 runs is 10 runs. You'll take it. And defensively, they did make 1 error. But in the top of the first inning, again, it was Tanaka giving up the obligatory home run. Once a game, he'll give 1 up. This one to DJ Stewart, who always seems to hit home runs now against the Yankees. Solo home runs that made it 1-0 to make it 1-0. But the bottom of the first game, and the Yankees answered back with a 4 spot. 4 spot was on Keegan Aiken, who has pitched well for the O's so far this year, but he got into some trouble. Clint Frazier had an RBI fielder's choice against Aiken to shortstop. And then I think in the next at bat, it was Gleyber Torres with an RBI single. And then after Torres' single, it was Miggy Andahar with a big 2-run double. Miggy doubles. Miggy 2 bags with a double to make it 4-1 Yankees. So yeah, they hit him pretty well in that first inning. Miggy swinging the bat well. Torres swinging the bat well. Again, we're going to get to them and dissect them in a second after we recap these games. But it's good to see them both alive and well right now. So the fourth inning comes. The bottom of the fourth comes along, and the Yankees continue to tack on. It's Luke Voit with a 3-run bomb to make it 7-1. And then he does the same thing in the fifth inning with another 3-run bomb for his 6th RBI of the game. And that is what made it 10-1. The Yankees. So Voigt's been fucking hot, and he's obviously in discussion for MVP talk, right? With his amazing season that he's putting up. He's hitting for average. He's getting on base at a decent rate. He's producing home runs. He's driving in runs, and remember he's playing every day, and he's playing hurt every day. He's obviously not 100% healthy right now. That leg is bothering him, or the foot, whatever it is, but guys fucking, when you got guys like Judge and Fairy Boy Stanton on the DL with a sore eyelash, it feels good to see someone like Voit grind it out, which those two guys are actually supposed to come back for a few games probably before they get hurt again this upcoming weekend. But yeah, the Yankees took the 10-1 victory in game 2 thanks to Luke Voit, for the most part, producing 6 of those 10 runs, going deep twice. Pulled the shit out of that one in the 5th. Jesus. But that was game 2. Let's get to game 3. And this was a 2-1 extra innings victory where, again, Luke Voit had the big made the headline in the end. But this was Jordan Montgomery who started for the Yankees. This one went 10 innings, and Jordan Montgomery pitched in 5 2/3 of those innings. Allowed just 1 run, but it was not earned, and surrendered 3 hits and 1 walk versus 9 strikeouts, which was a career high for Montgomery. He's been pitching well. Probably the one Yankee who's pitched the least well of all the guys who have pitched, but the rotation's actually been a positive so far. So he's actually not been terrible either. So he pitched good. The offense scored 2 runs on 5 hits, walked 4 times, struck out 8 times, and were 0 of 8 in scoring position. So not a great day for them. Not a great day for the defense. 3 fucking errors. But again, they did enough. Bottom of the first, it was Clint Frazier with a sac fly to bring home DJ LeMahieu. That made it 1-0. And then Clint's produced. He's fucking produced. So he gets the sac fly to right field. Just misses a homer by about 20 feet or so. So that makes it 1-0. You get to the top of the 6th, and the Yankees, the Orioles get their lone run of the game off of Montgomery, where I think it's Alberto with the leadoff single. He reaches second base, though, on Brett Gardner's error. And later in the frame, it's that Mountcastle guy, Ryan Mountcastle, with a little bloop single to score Alberto from third base. That ties the game at 1. And again, this was a game that was tied for a while as it went to 10 innings. But with that new extra inning rule, guys, that fucking new extra inning rule, you get a runner on second to start. And so the Yankees had a runner on base. A wild pitch to Voit. The first pitch of the at-bat allowed LeMahieu, who was the runner on second, to advance to third. And then a couple of pitches later, Voit gets enough to send it to center field and win the game with a sac fly. LeMahieu scores, walks it off. The Yanks take the 2-1 victory. So that was the game where Chapman shit his pants, wasn't it? The fuck was that about? Did you guys see that? Did you guys see Chapman shit his pants? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I read the article, and Boone pretty much hinted at that. Let me see if I can play that clip because I'm pretty sure Chapman shit his pants. Let's play that clip. I'm gonna go to that clip.
Aaron, what sent you to the mound for Chapman in the ninth inning? Why did you head out there?
I was just checking on him.
What did you see, I guess?
He's fine.
Okay. It seemed like...
We'll leave it at that.
Okay. After he got the out, he was kind of laughing, and he turned around to center field. What was going on with that?
He's fine. He's fine. Mother Nature calls sometimes.
Oh. Okay. No follow-up.
Tell me, that's fucking hilarious. I give Boone a lot of shit. I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but that was great. But yeah, you watch that game, and he turned around to the outfield after the third out, put up, a big grin. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on. Apparently he shit himself. Game 4. J. Happ takes the mound. The Yankees win 3-1. Happ goes 5 innings, lets up just 1 run. That 1 run is on 5 hits and no walks versus 5 strikeouts. So Happ, another Yankee who's pitched well of late. Offensively, Yankees 3 runs came off of 8 hits and a walk. They struck out 5 times and they were 1 out of 4 in scoring position. Defensively, again, they made another error. 6 errors in 4 games. But top of the second is when the scoring started, and it was Baltimore going on the board first with a solo shot by Nunez off of Happ to make it 1-0 after 2. But bottom of the third comes, and Tyler Wade smacks one to right field. Excuse me. A solo shot will tie the game up with Wade, thanks to Wade's homer. It was the second of the season, but might have been the second of his career as well. I gotta check, but Wade goes deep, ties it up, and game's pretty much knotted at 1 for a bit. Not until it wasn't until the bottom of the 8th inning where we got more offense. Hicks and Frazier reached base with back-to-back singles, and then Brett Gardner takes the plate. Baltimore makes a pitching change. Yankees counter, bring in the righty Gleyber Torres to pinch hit, and Torres collects his first pinch hit of his career, breaking the 0-for streak with a double in the right center gap, bringing home 2 runs, and that's that ended up being the winning hit, plating 2 more runs to make it 3-1 Yankees. So, fucking yeah, man, it was good to finally have some consistency out on the field, with the Yankees. They finally did something fucking where they showed you some life, right? So let's go over some of the negatives first, because I want to end on a good note. So let's go over some of the things that I didn't like this series, and then we'll finish it off rather with a lot of the positives. So Gary Sanchez still sucks ass. May have had a hit and a walk in one of those games, but he's hitting a $127 still. There's nothing that's breaking it. We always say, they always fucking say, it's Paul O'Neill, actually, the one I don't hate, who always says, oh, Sanchez, maybe this is it. Maybe this is going to turn him around. And we're always saying that shit. And here we are. He's still hitting a $120 something. Guy's terrible on fucking both ends. He can't catch for shit. He's got a cannon of a fucking arm. A cannon of an arm. But he's not a good catcher. Very unmotivated back there. And he's just not a motivated hitter either. And it is so tough to watch this fucking guy just drag through mud every single game and know that there's not really much else we can do. Daddy Kratz can't play every day. Kyle Higashioka is going to have his, struggles. He's not that. He's a light hitter. Gary Sanchez is supposed to be talented, but here he is, just your prototypical boom or bust, one-dimensional Mendoza line hitter. And Mendoza line would be a huge compliment at this point. That he would have to raise his average 70-something fucking points to reach Mendoza. What do you call someone who's hitting in the 100s, the low 100s? Shit, they gotta rename that the Sanchez line. He's fucking awful. And again, as I mentioned, the Yankee defense has not been very pretty. Not been very good. 4 games this series, and they made 6 errors. And overall in the season, man, not good. Doesn't look good. They're last in the American League in fielding percentage. They're 16th in all of baseball in defensive runs saved. Very mediocre. And UZR, they're also 15th. Again, very mediocre. For all the guys, with speed they have and the guys that are supposed to be good defensively, they need to be a lot more focused out there in the field and a lot less sloppy. Those are the bad things. I really don't have anything else that I can really shit on them for right now. But it was a good series, so let's talk about the positives, right? Yeah, they look sharp, man. Listen, when you get good pitching, you will win games. Good pitching always wins. And the hitting has been decent. Had some good outings, had some bad outings, but it was the pitching that really has been carrying them. And it really starts with Hap's performance in the last loss of that 5-game losing streak they had coming into the Baltimore series or exiting the Toronto series. Hap pitched well there, but then you get that Garcia start, right? 7 innings, 2 earned runs against Buffalo. And then you get Garrett Cole, 7 innings, no runs. Then you get Tanaka, 5 innings, 1 earned run. Then you get Montgomery yesterday, 5 2/3, no runs. And then 5 innings, 1 run for Hap this past game. So you're getting a lot of good pitching lately, and that's what's been keeping the Yankees in these ball games. The bullpen's not blowing it too, so they're keeping it as it is. And again, offensively, you've got some guys heating up now. You've got Gleyber Torres and Miguel Andujar finally seeming to get their heads out of their ass. Both started the season miserably, but both have also picked it up of late. In September, Gleyber Torres is 9 for 25, which is .360, with 7 RBIs, 6 extra base hits, and just 5 strikeouts. You could see it. Much cleaner approach up there, much smarter approach. He's going the other way a lot. Took that ball to right center this afternoon or this past afternoon. Well, it's fucking, again, it's 3 o'clock on a Monday morning, so take it as is. So he's been good, man. You could see he's starting to get it together, which is fucking huge, because when I always say this, and you don't have to agree, but when Gleyber Torres is on, okay, and you get every Yankee on their game, if every single Yankee in this lineup is on their game, I don't think there's anybody better than, you can make a case, LeMahieu, Torres too. When he's on his game, there's not a more complete hitter in this lineup than him. He's definitely at least top 2. At least top 2. I mean, he's a complete hitter when he's on. He just has to keep that focus. Sometimes you see it's a little too pull happy, a little too home run fucking happy. But when he's on his game, man, there's nobody better. So I'm really hoping that he can stay consistent. So yeah, he's hitting .360 over his last 9 games, which have been all in September. Miggy has had a hot September too. In 9 games this month, he's 11 for 31, which is .355, with 5 RBIs, 4 extra base hits, and 5 RBIs, 4 extra base hits, and 3 strikeouts. Only 3 strikeouts, which is awesome in over 30 plate appearances. So, again, it's important to get these 2 guys going again, because if you remember in 2017, that was the sole reason outside of Aaron Judge why the Yankees were so successful, because those 2 were clicking so well. And I prefer them batting back to back, because that's when you get your real lethal Yankee lineup, and those 2 are on and they're hitting consistently in the order, right next to each other. So it's good to get them hitting again. And then you've got reinforcements on the way. Like, I'm excited about Gio Urshela coming back on Tuesday. That's going to be fucking huge. Get another contact bat in there. Somebody who can hit the ball at a high clip. Somebody who plays defense. Somebody who's very clutch. Getting Aaron Judge, who's, him and LeMahieu, I always say, are the 2 staples of this lineup. Yankees will go nowhere without either of them. And then, Fairy Boy Stanton, Moneybags, whatever you want to call him, also supposed to come back with a Judge next weekend. But it's like, how long until these two are fucking hurt again? At this point, we've got to see consistency, and I'm not trying to get thrilled yet because we just need to see them stay on the fucking field for a change. And can Stanton stay on the field for a couple of days? His plate discipline has been improved. We've seen it last year when he played. We've seen it in the small sample size this year when he played. It's definitely looked like it's better. It's definitely looking like it's better, but he's got to fucking stay healthy. If he's going to be this real deal, he's got to fucking stay healthy because I'm tired of the ifs and the buts. Stay in the field. Same with Judge. You want to be the face of this team? Be here for the team. The best ability is availability. What about Clint Frazier, man? I don't think Clint Frazier deserves to lose his spot to, one of two guys who can't stay on the field enough. Giancarlo Stanton specifically, I don't think he should be taken, right away taking Clint Frazier's everyday at bats out of that lineup. Clint's fucking deserved this shit. His OPS is over 900. His batting average, I believe, is 280. He's driving in runs. He's hitting home runs at a decent clip. He's been coming through big. His plate discipline has been such a fucking difference from previous years, Clint. And then the defense. Clint Frazier's actually got positive metrics defensively. The eye test shows you that he's playing much better defensively, making a lot of good plays out there too. Diving catches, using his speed. He's got a lot of speed. That speed helps on the base paths. Clint does not fucking deserve to be put back on the bench, even if it's, only for a little bit, a couple of times a week. He needs to be fucking playing every day like he's been. He's been in that 4 spot for a while now. Consistently for a change. Aaron Boone actually having somewhat of a consistent order. So I don't want him out of there. I don't want Giancarlo Stanton coming back and just taking Clint Frazier's spot, striking out 30% of the time, fucking, swinging and missing in the dirt when you're down 2 runs in the 8th and you need a big fucking at bat from him. I don't want that shit. I want Clint Frazier. Young, exciting, cheap. That's what I want. I don't want money bags. I don't want that. I want Clint. Clint doesn't deserve to just be thrown on the fucking bench because some fairy who can't stay healthy is coming back. That's bullshit. The fuck out of here. I don't like that, man. And I hope the Yankees find a way to keep Clint in the lineup. But then again, you've got Miguel Andujar to worry about. Same situation where he's an outfield/DH. These guys shouldn't be fucking losing their spots, especially if the Yankees are finally playing well again and these guys are starting to produce. Clint's been producing all year. I don't want to fucking see these guys lose their jobs just because 2 fucking, fairies are coming back. Judge is obviously, you got to give him the right field spot, obviously. But Stanton, man, it's just a fucking buzzkill. We'll see what they do. We'll see what Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone do. But Yanks keep winning, man. 5 in a row now. Back on track, I guess. Still don't have a pretty record. Still, not the most exciting to get into because we're not really trying for the division. Although we're 4 back from the division, I don't think that's a possibility. But going forward, folks, we've got 7 games left against Toronto. 7 more against Toronto, and the season's almost done. I think there's only, let's see. Let me check how many games are left. 13 games left in the season? Are you kidding me? 7 of them against the Blue Jays. Over half. So these are important-ass games. The Yankees need to keep winning. They need to keep winning. Toronto is ahead in second place, and the Yankees need to take that spot. They need to beat the Blue Jays. 7 games remaining. Beat the fuck out of them. So there's an off day on Monday, and I think they go and play Toronto starting Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it's Toronto. I mean, Toronto's got 7 games against us, so you have to figure it'd probably be Tuesday, 7:00 on Tuesday. I wonder if the Yankees are going to go with Cole or Garcia. It's Garcia's turn in the rotation, but with that extra off day, they might just go to Cole. Let's see. Trying to see if they have the probables up for starting pitching. Right now it says Davy Garcia, so I'm impressed with that kid, dude. I'm excited for him. I'm trying not to get too hyped up because I know how starting pitching prospects always end up when you've got Brian Cashman. He's great with the hitters, but these pitching prospects, we never really pan out. You know, when you think about Sheffield, Chance Adams, what's the other fucking guy we got rid of? Caprillion? Something like that. So hopefully Garcia is the real deal, but again, a very small sample size. But it's not just the pitching and the results that I like. I like the kid's demeanor. He doesn't look like he's phased. Looks like he's been there before. Got that RJ Barrett type of swagger out there. Same thing can be said with RJ Barrett on the Knicks. I see that in Garcia, where he doesn't look phased. He's 21 years old, can barely drink, but he doesn't look like he's new. He doesn't look 20. He looks just like a veteran out there. Looks poised, looks ready on the mound after every pitch. Walks around out there with his swagger. I like the kid. Gonna have to keep doing it though. So we'll see. He always come upon in big spots. The Yankees have called upon this kid to get it done, and he's done it so far. But again, 2 weeks left of the season. One of those 7 of those 13 games are huge games. So we'll see how he fares under pressure here down the stretch. So, guys, let's get to the question of the day. Let's head to break first, and we'll get to the MYK question of the day when we get back. Hey guys, really quick, I just want to remind you that if you go to my website at nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, you can find me on social media. You can find the links to my podcast and my blog. So that's all you got to do. Just go to my website, go to nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, and there will be a page that displays all of my information. All right, guys, thank you. Let's get back to the show. All right, so last time out in episode 155, I asked you guys who was the 2009 World Series MVP. Now, obviously, the Yankees won the World Series in 2009. Who was the MVP of the Fall Classic? The answer to that question, Hideki Matsui. Remember, just won ape shit. So that was the answer to episode 155's question. But episode 156, our NYK question of the day. Who was the first Yankee to have his number retired? So one more time, who was the first Yankee to have his number retired? So message me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or comment on the post once I publish the podcast. Preferably, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, not on Twitter much nowadays. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. That's all we've got for episode 156 of BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do so right now. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, and many more platforms as well, guys. You can watch us on YouTube. If you're not already watching us on YouTube, you're probably listening to us on one of the many platforms we have. And to find all those platforms, to listen to us, to watch us, just go to my website. It's on the screen or it's in the description. Or you can just listen, and I'll tell you right now. Go to nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com/connect. That'll take you to a page that displays all of my information. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into BD4. I'm your host, Rob Carbone, and I'm signing out. That's all we've got for this one, so I'll see you after the Buffalo series if you're a Yankees fan. But if you are an NBA fan, and if all goes as planned with my schedule this week, I should have an episode where Leo, my friend, my neighbor, and I discuss the NBA playoffs and maybe a little bit of NFL. We're going to get into that on Monday night. So technically tonight. we're going to start recording. I haven't recorded that yet, but if all goes as planned, Leo and I are going to have a podcast. I'm going to have him on the show for episode 157, where we talk NBA playoffs, maybe discuss a little bit of the NFL as well. And a little bit of a bonus episode, taking a break from the Yanks in the next one. But if you're a baseball fan only and you just listen to the Yanks shit, then I'll see you after this Toronto series. So we'll have that coming up this week, and we'll discuss whatever happens there. So hopefully we can keep winning, guys. Hopefully the Yanks keep winning. And again, thank you for stopping by. One last time, this is Rob Carbone, your host, Rob Carbone of the podcast of BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. All right, ciao. This podcast is sponsored by Anchor.